When we picture a high-achieving student, a specific image usually comes to mind. We imagine someone studying for 12 hours a day, navigating heavy workloads, and enduring constant pressure from coaching classes and weekly exams. But there is a second path. Imagine a student who spends only 4 to 5 hours a day on academics. They have almost no homework, rarely sit for exams, and spend the bulk of their day playing or exploring personal hobbies. When mapping study time against actual learning and problem-solving, the data reveals a sharp divide. The second student consistently outperforms the first, demonstrating high output doesn't require massive hours. This high-efficiency model represents the national average for students in Finland. This suggests our global assumption about academic success is inverted. Extreme pressure and punishing hours rarely produce more capable thinkers. Finland's success is a recent development. 50 years ago, their schools looked much like any other system. Quality was inconsistent, resources were unequal, and students were often segregated based on their academic performance. In the 1970s, the Finnish government shifted its strategy. They abandoned the traditional goal of funding a few elite institutions and redirected their efforts toward a more difficult objective. The new mandate required every public school to reach the same high standard, regardless of whether it was located in a major city or a remote rural village. To achieve this, the state removed the financial obstacles that typically stall learning. They provided education, healthcare, counseling, and transportation to every student at no cost. This commitment to equality is visible in something as simple as a school lunch. These identical meal trays represent a system where wealthy and working-class students share the exact same baseline of support every day. By aggressively removing these social and financial barriers, the government forced schools to focus entirely on the quality of instruction rather than socioeconomic competition. Maintaining those standards requires a highly trained workforce. Finland vets its educators fiercely. Most teachers must complete a master's degree and pass a rigorous selection process before entering a classroom. Because the entry requirements are so high, educators in Finland receive the same level of societal prestige as doctors or engineers. This high level of qualification allows the government to trust its teachers. There is no micromanagement from the state and no reliance on standardized testing to prove a teacher's competence. This graph illustrates the result of that autonomy. While many nations increase homework to boost scores, Finland remains a clear outlier. Because teachers are trusted to manage their own time, they often choose to shorten school days and assign very little homework. Without the pressure of a looming standardized exam, the classroom focus shifts. Teachers spend their time on conceptual discussions, experiments, and teamwork, rather than drilling dates and facts for memorization. Relying on the expertise of trained professionals allows students to prioritize deep comprehension over the simple ability to pass a test. Replicating this success isn't as simple as copying Finland's laws. Every nation faces unique economic constraints, different labor markets, and specific cultural histories that influence how schools function. However, the principles of the Finnish model offer a clear direction for reform. Focusing on teacher expertise, granting professional autonomy, and reducing unnecessary academic pressure are strategies that any school can use to improve student engagement. The ultimate goal of this model is to produce adaptable, curious thinkers who can navigate a complex world through their own reasoning. This requires a shift in how we measure success. Instead of tracking the sheer volume of study time, we have to look at the actual quality of knowledge retention and critical thinking. A student's potential is better nurtured through curiosity and trust than through the weight of their workload or the length of their school day.